This is a compilation of videos related to utility of digital modes in amateur radio. The following topics are covered. What is FT8 mode in amateur radio? What is WSJT in amateur radio and Meteor scatter? What is PSK reporter in amateur radio? What is EME, Earth Moon Earth or Moonbounce in amateur radio? What is digital mobile radio, DMR? FT8 stands for Frank and Taylor 8 after its developers Stephen Frank K9AN and Joe Taylor K1JT. FT8 is a frequency shift keying digital weak signal mode used mostly on high frequency amateur bands. It is an 8 frequency shift keying format with tones spaced at 6.25 Hz so that an FT8 signal occupies just 50 Hz. Using advanced signal processing technology, FT8 can decode signals with a low signal to noise ratio much better than CW or SSP. Signals are sent in 15-second blocks with 12.64 seconds transmission time and 2.3 seconds decode time. Effective speed will be lower than usual CW at about 5 words per minute. Both transmitting and receiving computers have to be synchronized, typically using automatic online time servers. Each FT8 transmission can support up to 13 text characters. Forward error correction ensures proper decoding despite fading, interference, poor signal propagation conditions, and compromised antennas in urban locations. Due to the limitation in number of words, only minimum information to establish a contact is sent. FT8 mode is likely to be useful in a contest. WSJT is a software program for weak signal radio communication in amateur radio, initially written by Joe Taylor K1JT. WSJT-X is a later open source program with digital signal processing techniques developed by a small group. WSJT-X supports special propagation modes like high-speed Meteor scatter and Moonbounce. WSJT also sends signal reports to spotting networks like PSK reporter. FT8 is available in WSJT-X since 2017. Meteor scatter is a special mode in which the ionization of atmosphere produced by the meteor trail refracts VHF and sometimes UHF signals so that long-distance communication is possible without repeaters. But it is a transient phenomenon and requires special setup. High-speed Morse code and FT8 are the modes of communication used for meteor scatter. Short communications are possible during large meteor showers. In high-speed Morse code, earlier it was pre-recorded in tapes and speeds enhanced by fast-forward. Computers can do the same now more easily. PSK stands for Phase Shift Keying Modulation. It is a digital amateur radio mode most commonly used in HF and sometimes at higher frequencies. PSK Reporter is an amateur radio signal reporting and spotting network. The website was started by Philip J. Gladstone N1DQ in 2014. It is named as DigiMode Automatic Propagation Reporter. The website shows a dynamic map of the world where the receivers and transmitters of PSK are at any given moment. It allows amateur radio operators to see where their signals are being received. Though it supports other digital modes as well, most of the traffic currently registered are from FT8 mode. When I checked at 5:40 am IST on 16 Jan 2023, I could see 5 amateur radio stations monitoring from South India and 5959 active monitors worldwide. Highest frequency being monitored was 10 GHz, with highest number of monitors globally being on 10 meters. The system uses signals transmitted by stations calling CQ and does not transmit any signal. PSK reporter is useful in determining propagation conditions and for antenna adjustments. It is also useful for ionospheric research about propagation conditions. Digital mobile radio, known in short as DMR, is the digital counterpart of conventional analog radios. It uses time division multiple access or TDMA technology for transmission. As it uses TDMA technology, it can operate two slots in a conventional 12.5 kHz channel spacing. European Telecommunications Standard Institute or ETSI created the DMR standard in 2005, which has been revised several times as late as 2018. DMR can operate both in the very high frequency or VHF range, which is between 30 MHz to 300 MHz, and the ultra high frequency or UHF range between 300 MHz to 1 GHz. As in the case of analog transceivers, DMR range can be extended using repeaters. Repeaters could be linked to each other using internet to provide global coverage. ETSI has envisaged 3 tiers for DMR, of which Tier 1 is license-free in most countries of the European Union in a specific band. Tier 2 needs license and is for frequency bands from 66 to 960 MHz. Tier 3 is for trunking in the same spectrum and supports voice and short messaging. Tier 3 also supports packet data with support for Internet Protocol version 4 IPv4 and Internet Protocol version 6 IPv6. An article on DMR in Wikipedia mentions that Federal Communications Commission of the United States of America (FCC) officially approved the use of DMR by amateurs in 2014. But a search on digital mobile radio at the FCC website did not return any results on 21st January 2023. So I am not sure on the status of use of DMR by radio amateurs. Another advantage mentioned for DMR over analog radio is the added security provided by authentication and encryption. DMR has also facility for location using Global Positioning System (GPS). This has been touted as a boon if you lose your way in a remote place. Other potential advantages of DMR are a clearer audio and better battery life.